So after watching Seton Academy and watching a group of lions give a WWE SmackDown on a honey badger for 20 seconds, I'm like, okay, time to return to my Beastars rating cause this just stupid. At first, I was going to make a follow-up vid to the top 10 manga chapters from chapters 1 through 75, but after finishing the Riz vs Legacy arc, I'm like, this legendary arc deserves its own video. There was just so many moving parts in this arc, there is no way I could just talk about its greatness for 1 minute. So for the studious Beastar fans that are caught up with the latest chapter, by the way, in my original Beastars video, I was made very aware that I should be finishing like 150 Beastar manga chapters in one day. Anyways, so after many chapters of Legacy doing some everyday I do some kung fu fighting and hollering at our favorite bunny Dot, we finally make our way to the main plot of the story. Who the fuck killed Tem? In my previous video, I mentioned that Legacy was successfully able to deduce who the killer was through the kiss of death and being able to leverage his naturalistic smelling senses of a wolf. He was able to find out that Tem's killer was the brown bear named Riz. And after an initial fight between Riz and Legacy, which was ultimately stopped by an animal with balls heavier than Shinji's depression, both Riz and Legacy rescheduled their tea time for New Year's Day. So before we get into this climactic fight, we cannot go on without talking about Louis and his departure from the Shishigumi. After seeing Legacy pull up in the most dangerous parts of the Beastar universe as some horrible sugar mama cross-dressing, he let Louis know that he was going to fight Riz to the death. And because I'm sure Louis could put 2 and 2 together, he knew 100% that Legacy was going to die in the process. So despite being a tsundere, deep inside he wanted to be there for his bro Legacy. And this is where we get the top 10 saddest Beastar moments. After Louis expressed his desire to leave the Shishigumi, Ibuki drove off with Louis to an isolated tunnel and nudged him saying, "One simply does not just walk away from this life." Then Louis responds with, "Yeah, I'm not about that gang life anymore." And then Ibuki goes up to him and says, "You got 2 options. Either shoot me dead or I'm gonna eat you." Then Louis responds with, "I choose C. None of the above." Then as our lion dude goes in for the kill, in a Scarface Mafia style Shakespearean tragedy, Shishigumi member Free comes up from behind and shoots Ibuki to death, and Louis' father-like mentor dies in his arms. To make it even more tragic, Louis finds out that Ibuki commanded Free to kill him if it ever gets to this point, which showed that Ibuki really cared and looked after Louis to that extent. Man, why is it raining so much? Rest in peace, Mufasa. Eventually, Free lets Louis go and tells him to never return, for that is also what Ibuki would have wanted. And while this was happening, both Riz and Legacy were fighting to the death. Riz clearly had the advantage because he stopped taking his strength repressor pills many days before. He even tried to throw off Legacy by covering himself with Peanut's blood and telling him that he killed him. However, after many months of stalking our favorite bunny Haru, Legacy is like, "Nah fam, he alive." And after getting the ass whooping of his lifetime, Legacy lies down like a 50-year-old Japanese salaryman watching TV on a lazy Saturday afternoon. However, because Legacy took this lowering stance, we start to really learn the twisted and sick thinking of Riz. The reason why Riz ate Tem was because he felt Tem accepted him as a scary looking carnivore, and he wanted to be with Tem forever, so he deadass ate him like a McDonald's Happy Meal. And at the end, Riz really thought that that's what Tem wanted. And the only reason why Riz is fighting Legacy is because he feels that Legacy is insulting his pure herbivore and carnivore relationship with Tem. Guys, I don't know why, but Riz kind of reminds me of this crazy ass K-pop fans where if their girl crush starts dating a dude, that fan goes out of his way to physically attack the boyfriend in the name of protecting their non-existent relationship. And I'm pretty sure that there's a disorder associated with that kind of behavior, but I'm just gonna call it batshit crazy. Now at this point, Legacy is getting his ass handed to him, and I honestly thought that he was gonna die. Thankfully, at that exact moment, Louis came in and got Legacy, and they booked it like an Asian kid seeing their parent taking out their belt. And guys, for the first time ever, we don't see Louis shooting a gun and pistol whipping an hyena, but my mans was actually crying, like really crying. We were finally able to see Louis' vulnerable side and how he absolutely did not want to see Legacy killed. Now, this is where things get kind of controversial. Louis offers up a leg.
Rev up those fryers, cause I am sure hungry for one. Help! Help! My leg!
The leg with the livestock marking to Legacy to eat so that he could regain his strength. Now, a lot of Beastar readers at this point were very pissed and taken back. Like literally, look at some of these comments. And I guess rightfully so, because he was like training for the last arc and a half to be a vegetarian for life. But in a matter of a 1 page of manga, all of that training was pretty much thrown out the window. However, in my opinion, I feel like Legacy eating Louis' leg was purely genius. And here's why. Firstly, because of Legacy's stubborn personality, he wasn't just going to simply walk away from this fight. Because Legacy is so principle driven, he was going to see this fight through even if it means his death. So if you played this fight scenario 1,000 times, Legacy will pretty much die those 1,000 times. Louis, being the quick thinker he was, only had his leg to offer to Legacy at that time, and really this single gesture covered so many bases, it's really fucking brilliant. Firstly, with Louis giving up his leg with his slave markings, it encapsulated Louis' maturity and his desire to not be chained by his past. Secondly, it showed the purest form of a herbivore and carnivore relationship because Louis, a herbivore, is literally offering up a piece of himself for the sake of a carnivore's survival. Lastly, it is honestly the only realistic approach of how Legacy could ultimately defeat Rez. So Louis offering up his leg is what allowed Legacy to win this fight, because when Riz saw Louis' Captain Barbossa chopped off leg looking ass genuinely cheering on a carnivore that took his leg, he was just like, shit, this bromance is on a whole different level. My fabricated herbivore carnivore relationship ideology don't even compete with what these two crazy lunatics have. When Riz eternalized this reality and his idea of what a pure herbivore carnivore relationship just came crushing down, he lost all motivation to fight and Legacy won the battle. And after Pina came through with what looked like the entirety of the NYPD, this arc ultimately came to a close. Honestly, it is the perfect ending to, I guess, one of the main plot lines of the story. And it really reminded me of what god tier writing this is and why I thank the manga gods for even introducing me to this amazing masterpiece. But what did you guys think? Were you one of those people that were generally triggered that Legacy finally ate meat? Or were you like me, just looking like a dork with his mouth open and just getting mind blown every single chapter? But that's pretty much it for this arc. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis, and there's probably going to be another one coming your way sometime next month, so stay tuned for that. Love you guys, see you guys in the next video. Peace out.